You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Hey, hi there. Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wool Dog, sitting with my buddy, Kev Huggin Duggan.
That was extra sultry.
I feel like I biffed the last one pretty hard by just going, hey!
Hey!
I wanted to come in a little bit softer, a little bit more on bended knee, but yeah. So as you can see, folks, it is me and Kev this episode. Kyle is, I'm assuming, on baby duty right now. He's probably juggling 3 boys, and they're all screaming and
probably covered in shit somewhere.
Yeah, throwing things.
Yeah, puke.
Yeah,
everything.
I'm sure
all
it's
over.
just a blast. I'm sure fatherhood is
it's
just
a blast
great.
of something. Yeah.
But folks, we've got lots to talk about this episode. We've got obviously a big piece of news. We've got training, we've got practices, and we did get coach for a coach's corner before the juggling of the babies started. We did squeeze in a coach's corner, so we do have that for you. And as always, a Craig experience. But let's start it off. The big one. The guy.
Oh my God.
Derwin James. Kevin is concerned no more.
No longer concerned.
The concern is no longer because the extension was agreed upon. It is signed. 4 years, $76.532 million with $42 million guaranteed. Both the $19.133 million in average annual value and guaranteed money are records for a safety.
I'm just like, I had a feeling this was going to happen. I was just starting to panic a little bit because there's not that much practice time left.
Right,
but he comes in right under the radar, man. I know he didn't practice against the Cowboys because he's not, they got to warm him up.
For sure.
But it was good timing. And I'm glad, the relief is just, the weight's off the shoulders. I just feel so much better about this roster now. Everything about it, just fucking hallelujah.
That's right. Yeah, obviously the biggest concern being, like you said, the training. And we're not just going to throw him into Cowboys training because we know, hey, we've seen Derwin get injured in the past. Even if he really wanted to go out there, it ain't going to happen. I'm sorry, pal. So
yeah, coach even said that like he was really bummed out when he had to tell him he couldn't like fully practice.
Right.
But they're going to activate him and bring him up, and I think he's going to start turning it on next week. So
yeah, definitely.
He'll be ready. He's going to be ready. And finally, the Raider game, we're going to have a really good defense. I'm excited.
Yeah. Everything. I mean, there's really nothing to be worried about anymore. Obviously everybody's there. And I think even Donald Parham's going to be coming back. Kenneth Murray's going to be coming back. They were talking about, so we're looking good. But from Derwin's agent, sent out a screenshot, and I think it's David Mulgeta.
Yeah.
Talk basically the back and forth between him and Derwin and a couple of other guys that I'm sure he represents. So there was Derwin, Jalen Ramsey, and Casey Hayward, and he said he's not even happy about the money. Bro been wanting to get back on the field. First thing he said was, so I can go practice now. You ain't even ask about the details of the contract, which, I mean, that's obviously been the thing. That's what Derwin is basically exuded.
And it's everything we thought it was. It was the agents. People were starting to get angry at Derwin. Like, dude, he just wants to play football. He's letting all this other shit get handled without him. And we now have a name for the stress that I felt the last few weeks. David Mulgeta. Thank you, David. We appreciate it, David. So David. But it's kind of cool that's when like the organization sees something like this, they're like, okay, we made the right decision. Like that's a lot of guaranteed money for a guy that hasn't played a lot the last 3-4 seasons.
Sure. Yeah.
So there is that little piece of like, okay, he just wants to play football. He's not
just
like
wants to play football.
Straight from the source like this. So the look on his face when the videos that they had of him pulling into camp in his truck, and he's just like smiling ear to ear,
Big
just
smiles,
like ready to get back, man. I'm thrilled about it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it obviously would have been a different story if he was holding out, but because he was there, because he was a presence, because he was cheering everybody on, it showed that that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be out on that field, and just didn't practice because that's what you do. So
yeah, gotta be safe.
Yeah, Derwin replied to that tweet, LOL, I love the game, fam, my bad. Casey Hayward said, yeah, bro, call us. Congrats, Brody, for real, love you, fam. Jalen Ramsey, LMAO, dog, that's hilarious. So
it was funny, they were asking Derwin after his first practice back, like what, because I guess he was supposed to take out Jalen because they're like best friends from college. Like,
oh, right,
where are you going to take him out to dinner? He's like, we're going to McDonald's. He's getting the $1 value.
Dollar menu, baby.
Keeping it real. I like that.
Let's see. So and now that Derwin is official, everything is set in stone, we're good to go. People have been talking about, hey, this is the highest paid safety in the league right now. Let's take a look at some of this guy's stats. So based off of Derwin James by alignment, this comes from NFL Next Gen Stats. For the percentage of snaps, Derwin James played safety 51.8% of the time. So just a little over half of the time Derwin's out on the field, he's playing safety. And the next percentage down 23% playing linebacker. Next percentage down 19% playing slot cornerback. Next one down, LOS defender. What is LOS defender?
I'm not sure. It's a next gen stat. I don't know. It's next generation. I'm old school.
And then 0.7% he'll play outside cornerback. So obviously,
sorry.
showing
no,
off.
it is. It's not. It's line of scrimmage defender.
A line of scrimmage defender.
Yeah,
okay.
I know exactly what that is. That's not a new gen. That is old gen.
That's old school for sure.
Yeah, it's the line of scrimmage defender.
But the point being, Derwin James isn't just a safety.
No, he does everything, and
he does it all.
We've talked about it all last season. He didn't get a chance to do a lot of these things because we were kind of limping in the secondary most of the season last year.
Right.
So with a roster set up the way we are right now, where Michael Davis may not even start this year because of our secondary so strong.
I don't know, man. If he keeps this preseason going the way it has been, yeah.
It's a back and forth. You don't know. Like that's how interesting the secondary is. He literally Staley can put him wherever he wants. He can go wherever he wants. So
yeah, and I think also the struggle with stopping the run too didn't really allow him to play safety. It was always like, shit, I got to run up there and help my guys out, stop this freaking run.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the guy plays everywhere. Everybody's got nothing but great things to say about him. And that includes Brandon Staley talking about Derwin signing his contract, or afterwards, I should say. He said, if you were just looking at him as a safety, that wouldn't do Derwin justice. For me, I look at him as a defensive back. When I see him, I'm like, that's a defensive back because he can play anywhere. He can play either safety spot, he can play corner, he can play star or money. He can rush the quarterback and make an impact as a blitzer. He can make an impact in man-to-man coverage, and then he can make an impact in zone defense. Whether he's playing low or high, he's our signal caller and the heartbeat of our defense.
The way Coach was talking about him, that's how I knew. I had no doubt that he was going to be signed.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way he just gushes over him. It's very obvious that this thing was going to get done. And I'm excited. I'm excited for Coach. He's got an amazing chess piece to do whatever he wants with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I can't recall who posted it, so I apologize. But there was a Twitter post that I saw was basically just a collage of all the pictures of Derwin and Staley together, and you would think these guys were BFFs from childhood. Just the way that they look at each other, the energy they give each other, and it's different, man. It's another testament to Staley bringing a different kind of energy to this team and letting Derwin basically project that same kind of energy to the rest of the team and being the leader that he's going to be out there on the field. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Well, recently, in lieu of training camp, basically they had joint practices with the Dallas Cowboys, which they'll be playing this Saturday, right?
I believe so. Yeah. The preseason game. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be the next preseason game this Saturday. And so they did a little bit of joint practicing. And day one, this came from Michael Gelkin. who tweeted out, Cowboys 2-minute drill quickly fizzles. Chargers outside linebacker Khalil Mack gets first down sack. Mack in backfield again on second down as Dak Prescott pass bounces off running back Ezekiel Elliott to outside linebacker Kyle Van Noy for an interception.
Two things I love about this. Two new guys, okay? Two brand
guys
new
that weren't on the
players
team last year
that are getting, like, and from everything I've seen, all the videos and talking to some people that have been at the practices, Khalil Mack is just always in the backfield. Always in the backfield. So that in combination with how smart Van Noy is and being in the right place, he's always seems to be in the right place at the right time. The way Kyle always talks about it. So seeing guys that we bring in make huge. This is a practice, obviously, but seeing guys we bring in have an immediate impact and see this kind of stuff. What more can you ask for?
Right. Yeah. No. It's obviously they're not tackling. So, Khalil Mack getting a sack, he's not, drilling into Dak Prescott or anything like that, but he's getting back there. And the Cowboys offensive line, that's not a joke offensive line. Like, that's probably one of the top offensive lines in the league.
No, they fell back. They lost some guys. Yeah. They're not quite where they were. So it's still good. We were able to be successful.
It's still fine.
They're not quite what they were, or there's some concerns about.
Well, at one point in time, they were near the top, but I guess per Kevin, they've slipped.
Yeah, keep up with your Cowboy news, Bulldog. Jesus,
I know, right? Jeez, I gotta be better, guys. I'm sorry, I'll be better.
Pull your head out of your ass.
No, day one was great. Obviously, that was a big tweet, and if you see the play, there was a video with the play as well. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. We're seeing Herbert. He's still throwing bombs to Guyton. He threw one to Austin Eckler, which was wild. And seeing Eckler going down the field,
just destroying. They put a linebacker on him and just destroyed him. Just a bomb all the way down.
Yeah, took him down. Day two, one of the top things that we saw for day two was Tillery flashing at moments during Thursday's practice. Daniel Popper tweeted out Jerry Tillery had a couple really impressive reps in pass rush one-on-ones today. And Sean Merriman even quote tweeted that, saying if he stayed consistent, he'd be a problem. He has it in him. So
but that is the problem.
Right. It's the consistency.
There's zero consistency with him. Like, he can have a great day and then have a shit day. Like, we'll see what happens on the next practice, what that looks like. So I just don't have a ton of confidence in him, unfortunately. I wish, like what Sean said, if he stayed consistent, he'd be a problem, but he's not a problem.
Right. It's the epitome of what last season's issue was. And what Austin Eckler said about the team itself was that we were inconsistent. So having guys that aren't consistent on the team is just keeping you in the same situation that you were last year. Whereas obviously now we've brought in a bunch of guys now, especially on the defensive side, to help us with that consistency. Guys that have been in the league a long time and really should make a difference. And again, Tillery, man, we want to root for you. We want you to do well. You just got to do it. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that kind of, people were talking about at camp was how, right tackle still, like, this joint practice has kind of brought to the forefront how that's still very much of an issue. Everyone was really excited about Pipkins coming in and being this new player. He was getting burned a lot. But
was he?
I've got a few texts from a few people that were there, like, whoa, it happened again. Whoa, it happened again. So, and it wasn't that much better for Storm Norton. So it's stressful.
So and draft next year, right tackle. Let's go.
Yeah, right tackle. Well, and coach was asked about it during, one of the press conferences at the end of the practice. And he said, it's different because they're going up against a scheme that isn't the Chargers defensive scheme. So they're dealing with pass rushers that he said that these guys are more, they're a little smaller, but a little quicker and a little more has more twitch. So
AKA Micah Parsons and.
Yeah, so they weren't able to fully adjust on the fly the way they should have been able to, and we've got to start having to address these. There's going to be some new defenses we're going to be facing, so hopefully they can get that ironed out, because it's a concern, man. You can have a tight end over there for every play. You can have a tight end helping chip every player, running back doing everything, and that's not going to, let us open this bad boy up.
Well, I mean, as we've said about whoever ends up in that position, as long as they're serviceable, they don't have to be amazing. They just have to be serviceable. Just give Herbert long enough time to make a play or open up a hole for Eckler, whatever the situation might be. Just be serviceable. You don't have to be top tier. You got to be C to B.
Don't
somewhere
suck.
in that.
Just don't suck.
Yeah.
Please don't suck. For the love of God, just don't suck.
Looking back over at Daniel Popper, tweeted out Keenan Allen on Justin Herbert. Said, you see him, he stays like an hour and a half after practice just throwing balls. It's crazy. He laughed. When asked why he laughed, Allen said with a smile, Philip never stayed after practice to throw the ball. Whoa. Little shot fired towards our big Papa Phil.
I don't think it was in a mean-spirited comment, but
no,
it
I can't
seemed
imagine it was.
Seemed odd. It seemed odd to kind of. I guess you're going to compare the two because he was the previous quarterback, and that's all he has to really compare it to.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to throw Tyrod Taylor's name out there, so and it's obviously Phil was in the league long before Keenan Allen got in there. So, it's an odd comparison. Comparing a guy who was already in the league almost 10 years at the point that Keenan Allen got in versus Justin Herbert, who's now just going into his third year. Obviously, Herbert wants to be good, wants to be the best, putting in the time, putting in the practice. So if anything, it's more a testament to Justin Herbert than it is a slam on Phil. But you love to see it, if anything.
Phil had 8 or 9 kids at that point.
Oh God, yeah. And he didn't even live.
You got to get home to help.
Yeah. He had that, what was it? The big tricked out van or whatever it was.
Yeah, you're jumping on the van with a giant TV.
I'll throw my ball in the van, okay?
Yeah.
I'll get a VR headset and I'll throw it in the van.
We'll get the jugs machine in there and we'll just fire some off.
And then Daniel Popper tweeted out again, Justin Herbert was asked how he sees Isaiah Spiller fitting into the Chargers offense. Hopefully a running back.
You could totally see his humor coming out now. He's kind of getting more comfortable, and that's great. Because there's so much spotlight on him right now. Yeah. Everyone's asking him questions. There's like he can still have there's some levity, and he joke around a little more and have a little more fun. That's only going to be a good sign for what he's going to be able to do. Honestly, in my opinion, he's just relaxed, having fun with everyone.
Yeah, no, we got to remember that Justin Herbert came into this league when there was COVID protocols, so he was playing in a stadium that had no fans at all in his first season. Second season was kind of getting used to it. Now, I mean, everybody wants this guy's autograph. Everybody wants a photo with this guy. I'm sure his days are just chaotic from start to finish. So to know that he's still got at least a sense of humor about him as far as saying I mean, I hope he fits in the running back room. I mean, where else would I want him to fit?
I can appreciate it because that's a really good dad joke.
Oh,
that's a solid dad joke. So good on you, Justin. Keep them coming because I'm a fan.
Oh, we all are. Yeah, we love you, big guy.
Can't get it enough.
And as mentioned, Kenneth Murray looking to come back to practice on Monday.
I was not expecting this at all. I thought this was going to be like a mid-season. He'd kind of limp back onto the field. No, I guess pun intended. And it's just he's back. That's crazy. We're kind of active. Everyone's going to be back. Essentially, you're saying, knock on wood, you're seeing people going down all across the NFL at their practices.
Oh, God,
I know it's just all over the place. And hopefully this activation, all this new strength and conditioning and stretching and all the stuff they're doing is working because we need it. We need to stay healthy.
We really absolutely do. And we want Kenneth Murray to get back. We want him to be productive. We want some more of that rookie season juju that he had with him. So hopefully coming back, not dealing with any more injuries, not dealing with, what was the first one? It was like a shoulder injury. And then
he's a little bit of everything. Then his knee, foot, shoulder, back, crack,
head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Yeah, hopefully when he comes back, the guy is fully healthy, ready to go out there and just kick ass. Can't wait to see it. All right, well, let's talk about All In, folks. We saw the trailer multiple times. can't wait.
At least
Now that
15, 20 times I watched that thing.
easily. So now that the Derwin James contract is settled, I mean, we just have nothing but great content to look forward to for All In. The show will air. The first 3 episodes are scheduled for August 22nd, September 5th, and September 19th. They will air at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Subsequent episodes will be launched at a time to be determined on Fridays. So where can you watch the show? Well, obviously, if you know about it, you know that you can check it out on Chargers YouTube channel, but you can also watch it on chargers.com/allin, and make sure to subscribe to the Chargers YouTube page for exclusive notifications when content drops.
You definitely do that because like they post the interviews right away, and if you get those notifications on, like I'm doing all the stuff, and I'm like, okay, boom, I'm not missing anything. It's just you get to knock them out. So I highly recommend subscribing to them if you have.
every bit. Like you can, I mean, they're posting videos like all the best in of the joint practices, the highlight rolls of that. So they're great with the content. They get it out really quickly, and it's all just really top tier content that these guys are putting out. So you will not regret it if you subscribe to their YouTube page. And how long will each episode be? Well, it will be determined by the storyline and what we think will make the best show. We won't make a 45-minute show with only 25 minutes of good content, only to just make it longer. Not like our show. The goal will always be to pack as much as we can under 30 minutes.
But I don't want that. I want an hour. You could literally just give me a really pretty shot of the practice field for a solid 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to take it in. I want to live it. But I understand they want to make a really tight, amazing.
If that's what you guys think
project.
Is best.
Whatever. So I'm ready.
Yeah, can't wait. They're scheduled to do 12 episodes. As we mentioned, August 22nd, September 5th will be the first 2 episodes. Then it's going to be every 2 weeks until January 27th, which will be episode 12, which will be to be determined because who knows what the storyline is going to be at that point.
Playoffs.
It's going to be pretty good.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. And shout out to Melanie, one of our listeners who's she's been on the show. She's been an Ask Bolt fam. I guess sent us out some amazing training camp posters. Is that right?
Yeah, she hooked us up, dude. So I just wanted to quickly shout her out and thank her for doing that. She's thinking of us, and we really appreciate it.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll give you one. I have them.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
We'll see. Let's see how nice you are to me. You might get one.
Oh, God dang it. Well,
you'll be living here soon enough, so it'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, if you guys are feeling like being nice to us, you can go over to our chargerchat.com website. Check out all the cool stuff we've got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can also chat it up with other members in our Charger Chat a tier section and our member section, and ask questions and Ask Bolt fam. So go check out chargerchat.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you can hit that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot to us. Makes a world of difference. We're not begging. We're just asking. Okay.
It's up there. So it's somewhere.
I think it's
maybe down here.
Down in this area.
It's down there. Somewhere over here. Something like that.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
Enough of that. So, all right, folks. Well, like I said, we got with Coach earlier before the babies entered the matrix, and we squeezed in a Coach's Corner. So let's go to it now. Coach's Corner.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
All comes down to today.
You take this helmet and you put it right in his numbers, okay? I want to see nothing but snot bubbles in his nose.
A lot of people want to blame coaches for a lot of things.
Nobody puts coaches
straight up.
And we shut them down because we can.
It's because I believed in you.
And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational, but that just wouldn't be our style.
Let's do it.
That's right, folks. It's time for Coach's Corner. We've got a game in the books. We've got tape to look at. Woo-hoo. It's time to go back to the well of Coach's Corner. So excited for Coach to learn us a thing or two. Coach, what's on the agenda today?
Yeah, there were so many things that we could have looked at in this game. And it's the whole offseason leading up to this. Although it's just a preseason game, this is where a lot of the drama goes on, right? We could have looked at the backup quarterback battle, which I thought was very competitive. Easton looked incredible. We talked about all this stuff, but there was a lot of just storylines, like who's going to be that right tackle, the interior defensive lineman, what's the depth chart looking like with Jerry Tillery. But just personally and selfishly, I wanted to look at the running back competition because I was stunned when they released the depth chart and it had Josh Kelly at the top. We had all kind of penciled him as being the odd man out.
Right.
That clearly is not the case.
Wrong yet again. Here on the Charger chat.
Yeah. I wanted to look at just a couple of plays from each of the guys. I thought that it was fun to watch. There was nothing bad, right? There was no fumbles.
Right. Didn't have that.
Larry had one pass drop at the end of the game that was kind of a bummer. He hit that little angle over the middle when they were trying to do the 2-minute drill, go down, score, and win the game. So that was the only like big letdown. The other crazy thing before we even look at film with the running backs, after watching a whole game of just looking at the running back, there was not one pass where they stayed in for protection. Not one time.
Really?
It would always leak out. It was either a leak out or instantly got into a route every single play, which it's bizarre to think because so often you hear, oh, this guy's a rookie. He's got to get better at pass protection, staying in there, picking up the blitz, blah, blah, blah. Now, maybe the Rams just weren't blitzing a whole lot, but there was even a couple of plays where I saw them bringing 5 guys. It was seen and still the running back leaked out. So that's very clear. The offensive attack and plan, get that guy out. If they want to bring 5, we're going to dump to the running back quick. So that being said, you better be a pass catcher if you're going to get on the field. I don't care if you're a big blocker that can block linebackers in the box. That's not after this one game. Now it's a small sample size. That was not the game plan whatsoever. So if one of the guys has a leg up a little bit with pass pro, but the other one's a better ball catcher, I would anticipate that ball catcher winning the competition of who makes that final roster spot. But the 3 running backs that we're going to look at, I'm not going to look at the deeper down guys because we know the competitions between Josh Kelly, Larry Roundtree, and Isaiah Spiller. So the first couple of plays we're going to look at is Josh Kelly. I thought he did some good stuff and almost a little bit different than what we have seen from him in the past. This first play is in the first quarter, first drive. It's just a quick catch. It's a release out of the backfield. They bring 5. He sees it quick, gets his head around. So that's one of the little things. Maybe if they're not keeping running backs into block, they still have to be able to pick up if there's blitzers so they can get their head around quicker than normal so they can get the ball because that ball is going to be coming out quick. So I'll roll it here. I apologize. The film may be a little bit dark. We're doing the best with what we got. But you'll see him right here. So obviously he's in the backfield here. You see linebackers walked up. So they're going to be bringing pressure. He sees it, gets out here, but then he gets his head around real quick, is able to make the catch. This is those little things that the more you play in the NFL, the more comfortable you're going to get seeing it. He finds a little hole, leaks out, gets his head around quick, is able to pick up the first down and yards after contact. I think that was huge for the whole game for our running backs. They showed that they can go pick up those extra yards. So right here, boom, he gets his head around fast, is able to keep his feet, picks up the first down, move the sticks. Those are all huge. And for Josh Kelly, not necessarily something we've seen a ton of him do.
No, not at all.
He hasn't been heavily involved in the passing game. Usually it's just Eck. When there's a passing down, Eck's going to be on the field. So
right.
I think that's a step up from what we've seen from Josh Kelly in the past. All right. So this one here, this is 2nd and 10 into the half. We end up going down and scoring. 2nd down and 10, they're assuming pass. But look, they load the box up. They put everyone up here on the line. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up on the line of scrimmage. Against our 6, we have a tight end snuck down over here. They have the 1 middle linebacker in the middle. So what we're going to see here out of Kelly, which I love to see, is an aggressive second or thinking downhill run that looks scary. Like it's the kind of play where you're like, I don't want to be in front of whatever's happening. And that kind of mentality takes its toll over the course of the game. It looks like an Austin Eckler type run where he's just going to the ground and he's going to take off. So you'll see him obviously here in the backfield. He's going to head this way and just get straight downhill in an aggressive and violent manner. It's just boom, I'm going downhill. I'm running people over and picking up 8 yards. That's the kind of thing. It's like you see that hole open up. We got to go take advantage of it and make the play. It's just another part of the game that I think this is a real, we can visibly see now that second RB2 spot is up for competition. This play is after Isaiah Spiller had been on the field the whole drive. He was having some pretty good, effective runs this whole drive. And then Spiller got a little break. They put Kelly. He's like, oh crap, I got to go make something happen. So you can start to see some of that competition over that RB2 start to manifest itself. And these guys playing harder because this type of a Josh Kelly run, this is I'm gonna run you over. I don't linebacker or what you're like. This is an unblocked linebacker with a free shot, right? That does not guaranteed for him to be falling forward. This could be a tackle right there. One, he's running so downhill and made the decision. He picked up 5 yards. So I think that those are two of the plays. Now, watching running back, we didn't have any giant plays, nothing crazy, nothing bad though. Those are some of the little things that I saw that were exciting about Josh Kelly. Larry Roundtree, in my opinion, I don't even have film on him because I went back and looked, and it was all very vanilla. It was just a 1 yard run here. He leaked out of the backfield a couple times. He had 3 carries for 8 yards. I think he caught 1 ball, but it was a very vanilla showing for Larry Roundtree.
And it was interesting with Kelly because they were saying, he's not the power back. He's not the guy that's going to do what you just showed us. That's what Roundtree does. Clearly, Kelly has other things in mind.
Yeah, and Kelly went on the podcast, the Chargers podcast with Chris Harry this last week, and talked about how his body has changed. He's hit the weight room. He's changed his nutrition. He's focused on being the best running back that he can be. Because those guys in that room, they feel the heat. But I did see a couple from Isaiah Spiller that I was really excited about. So let's hop over to those right now.
Let's do it.
All right. So the first play from Isaiah here, just vision and feel for football. A lot of the times, especially a rookie in his first game, he's going to have quick feet, happy feet, and want to just get up the field and kind of run past his blockers, not have that kind of feel for the pocket. You see that a lot with running backs, right? Justin Jackson used to do it a lot. You're like, man, he just seems like he's tiptoeing around, but he's waiting for blocks to develop and trying to hit it at the right time. And I think you get a little glimpse of that here. It's not too much where he's trying to do too much. He just knows the play and is waiting for the blocks to develop. So our left guard over here, you're going to see him pull. He's obviously not as fast as Isaiah Spiller. Isaiah's going to get the ball. He takes a tiny little hesitation and then cuts upfield and gets the 4 or 5 yards. Again, not a flashy play, doesn't gain 80 yards and a touchdown, but it's just enough hesitation to be able to push the pile and get the 4 yards. On 2nd and 6, no distance, right? Know what we need. On 2nd and 6, give us 4 yards. You give us 3rd and 2 every time, we're going to be a successful 3rd down converting team. So just something like that, like it doesn't appear too big for him. He never seemed out of place, like a rookie that was just trying to do too much. Had great ball security, has those little hesitations where he lets his blocks develop, finds the hole and gets the 4 yards. And that's what you want to see out of a running back too, right? I don't need you to be the best running back in the league. I need you to be good at doing what we need you to do, get the yards we need you to get, and hold on to the football. And he did that. And you could see it in runs like this, where it's just be patient enough to let your guard get there, let the play develop, and then boom, get down in the ground, make contact with someone and get the 4 yards.
There you go.
All right, last play. This is the kind of stuff that we want to see out of Isaiah Spiller. I think this is what was advertised to us when we drafted him as early as we did, was he's the complete back. Kind of what LT was talking about. He's not just a big guy that's going to go and just get the dirty yards. The guy can make he's an athlete. Like, he can go make some athletic plays. He's going to have a quick sprint out. These guys all get going. On this side, you see we have center, guard, tackle, and then tight end. These guys are both going to leave, and this whole field gets vacated. Easton sees it quick and is going to hit Isaiah on a real fast, get out of the backfield, get your head around type play. And he ends up throwing it behind him, but Isaiah makes a great catch. Pretty athletic play, going full speed, being able to still make that play. That's not the kind of stuff that you always see out of rookie running backs. He just gets his head around quick. He sees I'm wide open. I got to get my head back, makes the play. If we're able to hit him in stride, like if you can hit him up, if we're able to hit him, he gets his eyes around quick, right? He sees it. It's open. If he's able to hit him right here in stride, this becomes a big play. But Isaiah is able to hold on to the ball, at least get the 10 yards that we needed for the first down. And that 21 is very thankful that he threw that ball behind him, because he was about to get truck sticked. But I think everything that we saw out of Isaiah, I think personally, even though Josh Kelly got the start, I was more excited about what I saw out of Isaiah Spiller. Josh looked great. He really did. Larry Roundtree was the number 3 in this game, in my opinion.
Right.
I think after this last game, it's still I personally think Isaiah Spiller number 2, Josh Kelly 3, and then Larry is now on the outside looking in.
Interesting.
All right. Well,
what a difference a week makes, huh?
Yeah. One game.
We got to finally see them play a little bit.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Put them all on the field in the same situation. We can see the product and kind of start to develop. Now, my opinion is not the end all say all. Don't get mad at me if you disagree. I'll probably be wrong, as I was a week ago. But that's just from going back and watching running back play.
Right.
That's who I would like to see in the backfield in that order.
Yeah. When it's just only 100%. One preseason game, rookies against rookies or second stringers or third stringers, it's like, it's all we have to work with right now, folks. Right. So I think it is exciting. It is great. And it's awesome that you're breaking it down in a way where we can all understand it and we can all be excited about what's going to happen with this running back class. So
I have one bonus round.
Bonus round. Sign me up.
Yeah, this is bonus round. This is an unexpected run from an unexpected player, but Chase Daniels with scamper.
Longest run of the day.
Absolute showing athleticism. Look at this guy. Just nope, my ball. I'm going.
Here we go.
The one thing that I will say that watching running back film is you watch when you're running backs when we're doing as much as
they're on the double. Sorry.
When we're throwing as much as we are, you have to take account to these guys so much in scouting. So on scouting reports, you're going to say, hey, watch Isaiah to slip out. You watch the linebacker, as soon as he goes, his eyes are locked on. And that's what allows us to open up. So I'm hoping this is what we see out of Justin a lot, right? As soon as Isaiah seeks out, linebacker has to turn his eyes and run. He doesn't see Chase scampering down the field for a big gain.
Oh, shit.
It'll be fun when this is Justin. Just look at all that open field, man.
Justin
he got
takes
scared.
That to the house.
Justin takes that to the house for sure. Yeah. So it's exciting stuff. I'm excited to watching preseason. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. It sucks we lost, whatever. It just makes me so much more excited for week 1 when we absolutely just dump on the Raiders.
I'm so excited.
Can't wait. Coach, thank you for giving us a coach's corner and can't wait to see more of these in the future. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Well, something to be excited about for our running back room. Looking at Isaiah Spiller and Joshua Kelly. I mean, Joshua Kelly, obviously the big surprise out of that first preseason game. We'll see if it continues with these other preseason games, but just seeing what he brings. And I mean, some of the catches these guys were making, like we mentioned with Isaiah Spiller, like reaching out to catch that ball, like good hands on that guy.
Yeah. And this is going to be a good test for them this upcoming against the Cowboys because they have a stout defensive line. I don't know what their twos are exactly, but I know that that's always been one of their strengths. So we'll find out how well they do, if they can keep it rolling. I really want to see Spiller take off a little bit more and break one, do something. So we'll see. It's exciting.
Something flashy. We want just a little bit of flash.
Little flash.
That's all we're asking for in a preseason game. All right. Well, now it is time to go on to the next segment. You know him. You love him. It's the Greg Experience.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Oh.
Greg Experience.
Hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on. You may now resume your regularly scheduled Boat Gang programming. Because Mr. Derwin James Jr., a.k.a. Trey BN, that's going to be the new nickname because got to do away with 33, new 3 jersey on the way soon enough. And we had to retire Area 33 because it doesn't make sense anymore. So Trey BN, that's what I'm rolling with. Get with it. Is back. Well, he didn't actually go anywhere because he was holding in. So now everyone who was worrying about it, racking your brains about when it was going to get done, you can all take a collective sigh of relief. The man is ready to roll in the building. Let's get this thing going. And without further ado, where are my manners? CC gang. The biggest of salutes into the rest of the boat fam. I know y'all are feeling good out there. Welcome to another edition of the Craig Experience. Now, for those of you who went the audio route with today's episode, do know that I am in fact wearing another man's name across my chest. And guess what? I don't care, because I love Derwin James. He is arguably my favorite player on the team. And how could he not be? Football is in fact a team game, but every team, company, collection of people looking to accomplish a similar goal, they have a leader. And Derwin James is the emotional leader of this team. He's the soul of it. I don't think you can really argue that. I mean, we know that the team does have many great players. You got, of course, Jay Herbo and the way that he goes about it. And you got Joey Bosa, cats like that. But we know where this team's heart pumps, and it starts with number 3. Feels amazing to just kind of have all that contractual stuff squared away, and now the man can focus on football. And I'm really happy that he was able to accomplish that dream. Coach Staley talked about it, and one of the things that makes him happier or happiest about what he does is watching dudes do exactly that, making their dreams come true. And we know how hard Derwin worked through this, all the adversity he went through, the injuries, gutting through, the bumps and bruises. And now he has an opportunity to continue to provide for his family in a major way. And those pictures were awesome with his fiance and his little boy. It was really, really cool. Baby was dripped out too. I think he had on like a Versace shirt and a chain. He was holding the pen. Super, super cool. But back to the joint practices with the Dallas Cowboys. Let's jump straight into it. We were all looking to see what the right tackle situation was going to look like, who was going to step up. Because they were going to have to contend with that animal coming off the edge known as Micah Parsons. And from the videos that I've seen and things that I've heard, he didn't go all that great, especially for one Mr. Trey Pipkins. Yo, Trey, this is your shot, my man. It ain't going to get much tougher than number 11 across from you. And from what I saw, you were getting beat like a drum. Now, what I care about is how you respond to it in day 2. When you guys are seeing this is in between the first and second practices, so hopefully the second time around is much better for Trey. But we knew this was coming. He and Storm were going to have a day of it, and when you have one of the, even though he's a second-year player, is already one of the elite rushers off of the edge and just a freak athlete, it was going to be a long day for both of them, regardless. And from the way things sound, neither guy had a great day. So let's see how they bounce back from it. But after today, depending on how things go, wouldn't be surprised if you see some movement. I mean, possibly some Jamari Salyer out there at right tackle, maybe, just to see how it goes. Maybe they work him in a little bit today for the second practice. We'll know later on. The Matt Filer thing, I really don't see happening at this point. It's so late in camp. I mean, could they do it? He's a grizzled veteran. Yeah, they could give it a shot, but I mean, you've got some time in between now and week 1. Who knows? But for the time being, right tackle still looking murky. So, folks, let's just, again, continue to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best, because right now it's looking a little worrisome. And continuing with the theme of defense winning the day, your Chargers defense stepped up to the plate as well. Specifically in the defensive front, which we know was the Chargers' Achilles heel last year, so that's always good news. But, there's one dude in particular, this cat, number 52, people were claiming it's washed, past his prime, not a whole lot left in the tank. Man, he sure was giving a future potential Hall of Famer at left tackle, Mr. Tyron Smith, the business. Whoo, boy. Can't wait to see Mac in action, yo. When the regular season gets started, both he and Joey coming off the edges, we've discussed this ad nauseum, but man, can't wait to see that live. Mac was cooking yesterday. We'll see what happens today as well, but I see nothing that says the dude can't get it done anymore, but hell, I never believed that in the first place. So we'll just keep letting the people hate. There is one thing I saw that I didn't like, though. Yo, Nas, buckle that chin strap a little bit tighter, bro. Zeke came through the hole. Y'all had a little collision. Your helmet came off. I ain't like that. I didn't like the way that looked at all. I know what you have to offer, man, but strap that thing up, because of course it's all Cowboys news is going to talk about. They've been showing that clip all over the place. So do yourself a service, Keep that thing strapped in nice and tight, and you got this, bro. I'm really, really not worried about it too much at all. But yep, defense looked well. Let's see how they do in day 2, and we'll circle back to this on the next go around and talk about how things finished up. But I'm not surprised. You know, you got plays being made on the back end. Vato, I saw you had a pick. So did Kyle Van Noy. You know, the guys some were pegging as just a third edge. Sorry, petty moment. Y'all know I never subscribed to that. I've been saying it from the very beginning. Dude was always going to be a chess piece, fits what Brandon Staley wants defensively. And yes, right now, is he playing majority, if not all, linebacker on the inside? Sure. We know that because of what's going on with the second level and the fact that it's pretty much decimated, that he's spending a lot of time there and probably will. But Chris Rumpf stepping up here in the preseason shows that he could be the edge 3 until guys get settled in and back and healed up. And then you can go back to using Kyle the way you originally planned. But again, that versatility was always going to be something that was going to be utilized regardless. So just so you know, Craig Stradamus, just doing my thing. And while this has nothing to do with nothing, because he didn't practice yesterday, apparently he got a little sick, so he went out early. Joe, you're my boy. Don't you ever forget it, okay? Beautiful, beautiful, bright, shining boy. You go out there this weekend and you perform just like last week. Gotta get you on this team, okay, Joe? Joe Reed, you're my boy. Finally, my brethren over at the Charger Chat have gotten your boy out of fantasy football retirement. I have not played in a league for over a decade. And I had to stop, man. I was an emotional wreck. I was drafting all Chargers players. I couldn't get out of my feelings about rooting for teams or players from other teams, especially if they were playing against the Chargers. There's that whole balance of hoping that they do well, but for their team to also lose, had me all over the place. But look, I'm gonna knock the rust off. I'm gonna give it another go. Should be fun. Lots of participants. And I play for keeps. I'm competitive. And I talk a lot of trash. So forewarning. But that's gonna be it for this installment of the Craig Experience. Appreciate y'all for tuning in per usual. And until the next one, I know who it is. Mr. Bolt Gang or Do Not Bang, aka TOP_FLYT3 on Twitter. And also check me out on YouTube, Charge It to the Game over on the flight deck. So until the next time, y'all take it easy, stay bolted up, be good, and K, love you, bye.
All right, folks. Well, more stuff to be excited about. Craig, thank you for taking a look at some of the boys.
I had no idea he hadn't played fantasy football in 10 years.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who you could have drafted 10 years ago to be on your team. Like that's a long time. That's a real long time.
That's a real long time.
A real long time. But I'm glad he's back. He's probably going to come back and win the whole thing. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, at the very least, I expect Craig to be the top trash talker of the league. I expect that. I know Craig just has a way with words, and I think he's going to cut us all to the quick with something, just a quick little Petty Pendergrass bit of something. But great look, Craig. That was, all great points. Yeah, there was a brief moment that I thought about going over to like the Cowboys, like Twitter, just to see what they're posting. And of course, it was just like, little moments that just didn't seem like, okay, yeah. I mean,
they basically do what we do on the show, where we just make everything the Chargers do look amazing and talk about it to you can't trust it. You can trust us. You just can't trust that.
No, can't trust it.
No.
Yeah, it kind of scared me a little bit to see Nas getting his helmet knocked off there for a second. There was a quick little clip of that, and it was like, hey, yo.
Yeah, things were getting rough.
Keep that on. Yeah, man, rooting for Joe Reed too. Would love to see it.
Tomorrow we got a football game again. Like it's game day pretty soon. I can't wait to sit down and watch this game. I'm excited.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. But yeah, folks, we like Craig said, he is coming out of retirement to do fantasy football. Just a reminder for those that didn't see the previous episode, we are doing a Charger Chat fantasy league with just the cream of the crop
Got a lot of good people involved.
Of Charger ilk, if you will.
You
We've got us, the Charger Chat. We've got Die Hard Bolt Club, Bolt Beat, Los Reyes, Rivers Lake Yacht Club, Coach Senior, Papa Duggan coming in. The freaking bane of my existence with fantasy football. I swear to God.
I'm scared now because you're on my team. I hope you don't bring any of that shit over here.
I'm hoping that you give me the little oomph, the little boost.
I beat him all the time. It's not
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I need you to help me. Help me help you.
I'll help you. I promise.
We've also got the Bolt Bros podcast. Charge it to the game. That's Craig, aka Craig. Locked on Chargers. Chargers Unleashed. Guilty as charged. And last but not least, the director, folks. So if you are interested, if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of, just know originally we had 2 spots. Now we're back. We're up to 3, folks. There's just been too
many people reached out. I was like, okay, I got to bump this up a little bit. And so many people have reached out already. So it's going to be hard to pick, but we got one more slot open. So it'll be fun.
We're opening up another slot. So if you want to be in one of those spots, there's just a few things you got to do. First of all, team up with someone. We're looking for co-managers. So you and somebody else, in this episode's post, whether that's Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or YouTube, give us your team name and give us what your team name would be and why you want to join. A follow and a subscribe will go a long way. I mean, it might just, kind of sweeten the pot a little bit, if you know what I'm saying.
Push it over the top.
And this is just, if you're concerned, this is not a money league. This isn't about, we're not collecting dues or anything like that. This is strictly bragging rights and prestige and maybe a sweet little trophy at the end there. Something to hoist above your head and rub in everybody's face.
Yeah.
And we will announce the 3 teams on next Tuesday's episode. So I'm actually kind of scared because, like Craig, I like to draft a lot of Charger players. I'm sure everybody is going to want to draft Chargers players.
This is going to be a mess because there's going to be so many Charger players gone in the first 2 rounds. It's going to be stupid.
It's going to be a problem. So
yeah,
it's all going to matter on the order, and we'll figure that out as it happens. But if you want to be a part of this, folks, put those comments down, and we need to make some picks. We've got room for 3. If this is your kind of deal, we want you to shoot it out to us, okay? And don't feel scared by being with all these guys. We want people that want to be a part of it. So if you want to be a part of it, make it happen.
Let's ride.
Well, I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts there, big guy?
Nope. Let's get a win Saturday, and let's see some good performances and some better tackling is what I'm looking for.
Oh, God, if there's just improvement in any of those areas we were having issues, I'll be a happy camper. So
Amen.
That'll do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.